Welcome to Why Don't We Dress for Dinner Anymore? But before we start, Melissa and I would like you to hear a message from our sponsor, Lux MV. All right, ladies, if you ever wished your ride could feel like a safe space, a confidence boost, a luxury reset, and a concierge service all in one, listen up. LXMV, pronounced Lux MV, is Chicago's first ever woman founded luxury chauffeur and concierge service created exclusively for women in the LGBTQ plus community who deserve to move through the city with dignity, care, and emotional safety. Founded by Renata Medina, a former corporate executive turned chief experience officer, LuxMV was born from a powerful truth. We shouldn't have to sacrifice safety or softness to move through the world with strength. This isn't Uber Black, this is a sanctuary on wheels. Every ride includes a woman veteran chauffeur, mood lighting, personalized music, calming aromatherapy, luxury refreshments, and concierge level care tailored to your emotional and physical well being. Need glam essentials before a shoot, a curated wellness kit before an event, signature snacks or florals for a creative reset ride, time sensitive errands or concierge pickup while you prepare for a show or board a flight. LuxMV handles it, sourcing everything exclusively from local women owned and LGBTQ vendors, never from big box retailers. So when you ride LuxMV, you're not just being driven, you are being restored, supported, and poured into, while also circulating love, income, and visibility back into our community. You can follow the movement at LXMB_Chicago, and trust me when I say, this is a brand you're going to feel as much as you see. So when you hear Lux MV, know this. It's not just a ride, it's a moving reminder that we don't have to shrink to feel safe. We can rise, be seen, feel held, and still arrive in absolute luxury. Lux MV, where luxury meets healing in motion.
Welcome to Why Don't We Dress for Dinner Anymore? With our host, senior style icon, Teddy Brockman.
I've been upgraded again. And my co-host, Melissa Pierce, natural redhead and sidekick galore. I couldn't think of anything today, Gay.
That's where we are. That's where we are.
It's kind of one of those days. It's kind of
later
those days. So what's up, Melissa? What do we want to do today? We're going to do a style it and pilot?
Oh, we're definitely doing a style it and pilot. We're still going through things. And also really inspired by our last several guests.
Yeah.
Right. The thrifters.
Right.
The conservators.
Right. Well, we've had Demetra, who's a reseller. We currently today we interviewed Jessica Pusher, who's manages the clothing at the Costume Council, curates it. So we've had quite a few vintagey people and
Fashion Week, all of those outfits.
So we got to look and see what should we keep realistically, what will serve our needs as far as events that we go to, things that we want to attend and look good, and what are things that are really just kind of stacking up in our closet.
Really, things that are stacking up.
And I have a lot of stuff that just seems to be stacking up. Even though I'm clearing out, it just seems like I'm holding on to crap that I shouldn't.
Oh, great. And the weather is changing, so you never know what to hold on to, what to get rid of.
No, you're looking. We're looking.
To switch it over. Yeah. So who wants to start? Because I know we both.
Okay, well, I'll just pull this because it's right next to me.
All right. What
I brought today
is
a piece. I'll stand back here so we'll see it. This is a dress that I was given by a vendor to show on Instagram. Now, I have to put a caveat to that. I did select this dress. So they just said, here's all our clothes. Pick anything that you want, that you like, and if you could, show it to your audience. So this was from a vendor. I'm not going to name names. And I selected this particular dress because I like the pinstripe. It has a zip down front. And originally I wore it with short little ankle boots and black tights. It's about on me, it's probably right, above my knee. And it's two lengths because it's a little bit shorter in the front and it has a little bit of a drop down in the back.
Right. It's like a take on a shirt dress, but in suiting.
It's almost kind of like a man's kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now I've had this for a couple of years. I kept this early on when I started my Instagram page. So it's almost 2 years old. Now I think I've worn it all of 2 times.
Okay.
In 2 years. And I was just going through my closet the other day and saying, am I going to wear this again or what? So I need your opinion. I need another opinion to help me figure out if this is a style or a pilot.
I mean, so you said you wore it 2 times.
2 times in 2 years.
Was one at a time when you modeled it or another?
No, I wore it once out to lunch with somebody.
Okay.
And then I think I wore it out to brunch with another friend. So like lunch date, brunch.
So it's a lunch date, brunch date.
I think of it more as an afternoon dress. I wouldn't wear this out for the evening,
Would you wear it out to a sailing event?
A sailing event. Sailing.
Because it has these adorable sleeves.
Little stripes.
And if you were going to like a little picnic by the yacht club,
I don't belong to a yacht.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, 2 times in 2 years, it means you are cycling it through, but when's the last time you wore it?
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think that I should keep it? Do you think that I should?
Yeah.
I'm just getting a little bored even looking at it.
Well, if you're bored looking at it, then
it's boring me.
If you're bored looking at it, then get rid of it because it's not I say pilot because it's not a core item.
Right.
And if I learned anything from our last guest, Jessica from the Chicago Costume Council, it was if it is a trend piece, then those are the things you get rid of, and it's a piece keep because the trends they just keep coming.
Right. You can always get more.
Yeah,
that's not a piece that I'm thinking, oh, wow, it's so special. I want to keep it because, even though I'm not wearing it now, I can see myself wearing it again, maybe in a few years. It's just kind of like when I first got it, it was cute and I wore it. It's very easy to snap on. It's just a one piece thing. You put under tights, your boots, you're kind of done. It doesn't need a lot of jewelry and it doesn't really look good with a lot of jewelry. In fact, I think I wore like a little cameo pin with it. That was about all the dressing.
It's still cute.
Yeah.
But if you're bored of it, then it's cute.
Right. I think someone else might like it. I mean, let's put it this way. If I was still working, if I was going to the office, I might keep this then for like a day when I'm not having big meetings and I want to be comfortable. This is a comfortable dress. It doesn't have a cinched in waist, so it's loose.
Right.
It's what I call a good eating dress.
A good eating dress.
Where you can go really hog out, man, in this thing, and nobody will notice anything. You don't have that food baby sticking out.
I need a couple good eating dresses. I also love that it has pockets, so someone is going to love that dress.
I mean, it's a convenient dress. It just doesn't do anything for me. Like I wouldn't get excited to wear it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I say don't style it, pilot. Just someone else.
I'll put it in my bag.
Okay.
So that's mine. Okay.
So that's yours. Okay. So mine is a little less wear it to the office.
No, that would definitely not. They'd think you're nuts if you wore that to the
office. Well, if you worked in tech, actually, it'd be good to wear
really?
The office.
I thought in tech all they wore were like track pants and
if you're a man in tech, that's what you wear. If you're a lady in tech, you dress up.
Oh yeah.
So this is a long. This goes to the floor almost. The long tiger coat. It's got tiger faces all over it. I bought this after I took a trip to Thailand, and I was looking at.
We're inspired.
I was inspired because I was looking at a bunch of Gucci jackets that had the tiger on.
Yeah.
And one, I couldn't afford them, and two, even I couldn't afford them if I wanted to pay my rent. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I could afford them if I didn't want to pay rent.
Right.
But also they didn't have my size. Everything was really small.
Yeah. Well, that's why I love to go to Eastern because the women are all as tall as I am.
They're not carrying anything for women over 5. So they didn't have my size. So I bought something online that looked like it. But it's like, no, it's not great fabric. It's not lined. Yeah. Like stretchy. It's
now, have you ever worn it?
You know what? I have not.
Okay, that answers your question right there.
But every time I put it on, I'm like, this looks good until I move in it. And I'm like, you know what? I really need to learn this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, but I could wear it to a party. I could wear it as a costume. So it really is. It's not exactly style it or pile it. It's line it or pile it.
Yeah. Well, it looks really good on you. I mean, it drapes really well, fits you really nicely. I like the color combination. This is the only thing I would say about it is, yes, it looks cheap because it's not lined. So right away, when you see fabric and it's all white on the other side, it looks cheap.
Well, it is cheap.
And it kind of has a cheap look to it. You could make it look more expensive, like you said, if you did take the time to line it. And you could add, let me see, if you cinched in the waist, could you belt it? Is there enough material to belt it?
For sure.
Because I could see with a really great, good, expensive belt.
Oh, like a nice wide leather belt?
Yeah, it could make it look better.
And at that point, though, am I just looking at?
In fact, let's take a little break for 1 second because I have something upstairs. I want to see how it looks on you with that coat. I paid $500 for this. I've had this belt literally for 15 years, probably more. But it's a really, really good belt. And it's heavy leather, as you can see.
This is a great belt.
So let's see.
Does this jacket still look cheap? Yes. I think
even the $500 Ralph Lauren belt didn't save it.
No. Also no. I think the answer is we can't style this jacket. It still looks so cheap.
Yeah, you can't. It's just it's a good concept.
Yeah.
And I can see where you thought it reminded you of the Gucci, but it does just look like a knockoff.
I said, I've never worn it because it's just so cheap, but I won't let it go because
it looks good on you. I mean, it does drape on you. Now, here's another option. Here's another style option. Let's not give up right away. I just wanted to see if the belt did anything, but you're right. The belt really doesn't do it.
The belt doesn't do it.
And you need more fabric to be able to belt that. Yeah. But because I do like the colorway, I do like the way it falls on you. I'm wondering if you just wore it with something. Don't forget, you have all this print going on underneath it.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you just wore like a whole black thing underneath that. Like, let's say a black turtleneck and a black jeans or black pants. So you're all black underneath. And then you have the red pop on top. If that might look kind of chic. I mean,
it's not.
The lining kind of screws it up. That's why I was saying belted. But I guess maybe we're working to.
I think we're working too much.
We're working too hard.
I think this is a pilot. I think every time I put it on, I'm like, I really need to get rid of this.
Yeah. Yeah. I know how you feel because I have a few kind of inexpensive things that for some reason they fit me really well and they look good. But I hate because if the wind blows, like I have this one skirt, it's a wraparound skirt, very inexpensive. In fact, I think I got it at Temu for like $10 or something. But the darn thing looks so good. It's got such a beautiful colorway. It fits perfectly because it's just like a little wrap kind of skirt. But the bad part about it is it has no print on the other side, so it's completely white. So if the wind hits it and flaps the skirt back, you see that white or the tie part. I kind of keep it together with a pin so it stays straight because if the part that you tie flaps, again, there's just the weight underneath, which makes it look cheap.
Well, because it is cheap.
It is. I mean, it's $10, not even 10, probably.
And but
it looks great.
But
I still wear it.
Oh, you still wear it?
No, I still wear it.
See,
because I have a really good. What I did was with that is I do a high low. So I've got a really good pair of like taupe suede boots that kind of scrunch down and they're high heeled. And then I have a really nice taupe bodysuit that I got from another company from Instagram. But it's a very high quality like bodysuit. And once I put the whole outfit on, it looks really chic.
Oh.
And so even though I have to cover up the non-lining thing or whatever, I wear it because I just love the way it looks.
Yeah,
You know?
I just can't buy the cheap things anymore because I find that I just don't wear them. I look at them in my closet.
Yeah.
I'm like,
what was I thinking?
what? Yeah, I'm like, when I put it on, it looks good. As soon as I move,
Yes, if you move and the white part shows, it's kind of crappy.
but
You know,
yeah.
that's the hallmark of a
Right.
cheap piece of clothing.
Exactly.
There's no print on the other side. For example, here's I'm wearing a Diane von Furstenberg wrap dress.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm wearing this today, in fact, when I change, because we film several podcasts in one day, but we don't want to wear the same thing every
Right.
So
I just bring different shirts.
right. But it's like tabletop dressing. But I saw yesterday, I was watching Hulu, and there was a documentary about Diane von Furstenberg. Actually, she pronounces it Diane von Furstenberg. She doesn't call herself Deanne. She just like Diane.
Diane Furstenberg.
She inspired me so much that I pulled out my wrap dresses. I have 2 of them. I've actually owned 3, and I've given away over the years probably another 4 or 5. But she became very big because of the wrap dress. But even so, which we think of DVF as more kind of a, bridge level kind of clothes.
Yeah.
So it's not cheap, but it's not hugely expensive either. But I mean, if you look, you see the inside of the cuff, it's all lined. It's all printed.
Right.
So there's pieces like that they're not made cheaply. Look at the inside of my collar. There's not white there, where if it was a cheap piece of clothing, this would be all white here, that kind of stuff. Look,
but it's only lined to a point.
Well, yeah, there's the white, but nothing white will ever show on this, and it flaps back. You can see there's still enough where the print, is showing. It's not just the white.
Yeah.
So you can tell the difference between something that's made rather well as opposed to something that's inexpensive. So I think we both have pilots today.
I think we do, and I'm a little sad about it. I have been holding on to that for, I think, 7 years. I think 7 years goes when I went.
I think 7 years of not wearing it is probably telling us that there.
I know, and I'm still sad about getting.
I know. Isn't it strange how we try to kind of talk ourselves into keeping clothes because there's just something about it that still draws us in?
Right. And what is that that psychology of keeping things that
we don't really use?
I think about this. So in like the hiring process, they always say, don't fall in love with a possibility of someone, or even in dating someone, you can't fall in love with someone's potential.
Right. You're dating, like you said, or you're hiring what is being shown to you. It's kind of like the Maya Angelou saying, when somebody tells you who they are, believe them.
But you have to take it all in. So like the potential in that tiger.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're trying to manipulate it with the belt, with the black underneath. But yet every time I offered you a solution, you said, but Teddi, so that tells me you yourself and your brain is saying, I just don't want to give up.
Right.
I think it's because it does fit well on you.
Yeah.
It drapes well on you. The color is nice. So it kind of catches your eye initially. But then if you look at it long enough, you kind of see the cheapness of it.
Right.
And so that's a little bit bothersome.
Right. So falling in love with the potential of inexpensive and cheaply made fashion is that, it's still cheaply made, and that's the issue.
My piece, though, it's better made. I can feel it's a heavy piece. It's good, but it just bored me. Initially I picked it up because it was kind of classic, a pinstripe, kind of man's tailor combination kind of thing. But then I look at it and thinking, it's just not me. Well, it's just not me. It's not the way I usually dress.
It served its purpose. It took you to 2 lunches, and And that's not, and it's a cut that was trendy, and it's a fashion piece that had its moment.
It's its moment, but it's gone.
Yeah.
I would say I don't stay with prints very long. The only prints that I've actually ever really kept for any length of time were DVF printed wrap dresses. I'm not a big print person like you. You're more of a print person, I would say.
Yeah.
But I'm more of a solids person. I would say if you look at my closet, you'll see maybe 8% solid and maybe 20%. And I'm just guessing off the top of my head, prints. I'm just not drawn to prints for some reason. I just don't feel like myself in them. I try, and sometimes I'll buy things that are printed, but I tend to find that if it's a print, I'll get rid of it faster than I will if it's a solid.
Here's the funny thing is I know you had sent some ideas for the show, and I think that we kind of threw them out the window. But now that we're talking, I'm like, oh, now I understand. Now capsule wardrobe makes a little more sense to talk about, because my whole wardrobe is prints. And you know what's hard to do with a capsule wardrobe?
Mix and match.
Having a wardrobe of all various kinds of prints, it's almost impossible to have a capsule wardrobe.
Yeah, right.
Because
it's not that interchangeable.
It's not that interchangeable. Whereas I bet your wardrobe, a lot of your classic styles, you can make 100.
Right. Well, the rule I think that I had read, this wasn't based again on a New York Times article, is it's called let me check my notes. I think it's called 3-2-1. 3-3. It's called 3-3-3.
She took notes.
The rule of 3-3-3.
Should have been a journalist.
The rule of 3-3-3 is if you want to pick, and a lot of these fashion people who travel all over the world and go to all these shows, this article was about how they've got their packing down to a science where they almost can do their whole wardrobe. And they're going many times for a week or so in a carry-on. And I'm like, carry-on? Carry-on is just for my makeup and creams and goops on my face alone.
Oh, okay.
But they do what they call 3-3-3. And that means you bring 3 tops, 3 bottoms, and 3 pairs of shoes.
I mean, this makes sense.
You should be able to mix and match them if they're in the same coloring. So you could bring maybe 2 colors, like maybe you want to do navy and white, or you want to do all black, or you want to do black and white. But you kind of stay with 2 colors or 1 color monochromatic, and then you can mix and match. And a lot of them will do 3 tops, 3 bottoms, meaning it could be pants or skirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 pairs of shoes, and they fit the shoes in their little carry-on that you can put on your lap. And then they put the 3 tops, 3 bottoms in their carry-on luggage, and that keeps them through the whole time.
Well, there's nowhere they can't bring their laptop. There's nowhere to put their big hydro flask or their pillow. Where are they putting their giant bag of granola?
Well, or you could do this. Here's another combo they gave.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And so that is 5 tops, 4 bottoms, 3 pairs of shoes, 2 layering pieces, plus anything else you like. And then they said, this is the killer, plus anything else you like pajamas. Well, I would think, unless you sleep in the nude, I think pajamas are pretty much a necessity. And what do you do with your underwear? They don't mention anything about underwear. They keep wearing the same bra and panties for the 5 days. I just rinse them out.
Gross. Yeah.
I mean, I don't get it, because there's so many other things that you have to bring.
Right. I actually want to travel. So I do mix and match. I do 3 tops, 3 bottoms. I do not bring 3 pair of shoes. I usually bring the shoes I wear on the plane, which is always a pair of flats.
Yeah.
Sometimes I bring my exercise shoes if I think I'm actually going to do it. I normally don't.
Right. We all say we're going to exercise on vacation, and then we
don't. I mean, I do often do yoga.
Yeah.
Which doesn't require shoes. It just requires my yoga socks for bare feet. And I bring 1 pair of heels that needs to match those outfits.
Yeah.
Bringing 3 pair of shoes is insane to me. Just is so much bulk. It's so much.
I will bring sometimes a pair of shoes for each outfit. So sometimes I'll bring as many as 6 pairs of shoes.
Oh my goodness.
And that's for like a 3-day vacation.
Okay, I have gotten packing for Europe down to a backpack.
Oh no.
Down to a backpack, and that is for events, work, and pleasure.
No, I can't.
We can do a whole show on that.
I have a jumbo suitcase that has to be checked. That is for clothes and shoes and accessories.
Well, you're the fashionista, you're the fashion icon.
Then there is a whole nother suitcase that's a little smaller, but you could put it on the overhead if you want, but who cares? Just check it. That is alone for hair, makeup, and face creams and all kinds of, the goop and all that kind of stuff. All that goes in the other suitcase. That alone, because I don't believe in bringing travel size things. I have to bring the full size shampoo and conditioner, the full size cream, the full size everything. Because I think, what if I run out? So I have to check because it's all these liquids.
Yeah, there are no stores where Teddi travels to. That's why, because there is not a Walmart in Arizona.
No.
I don't think you get your creams at Walmart, though.
No. I buy one of them at Costco, the survey.
Oh, that's right. Because
yes.
So that's insane. But of course, who's the fashion influencer here? And who is the very practical?
These are people who report on fashion, and they claim that they can do this in this little capsule wardrobe. And I'm always trying to do a capsule kind of wardrobe, but the capsule always seems to turn into a huge box.
I'm like, this is not a capsule.
Once we go to this whole, it's elegant if I go to this restaurant and, I want to look like this way in the Louvre and I have a look for it. I don't know. It's just, to me,
it's not a capsule, it's a pharmacy.
I have to bring the entire world with me. My husband is always amazed. In fact, a lot of times I will have to use some of his suitcase space as well too, because he's a capsule. Here's one pair of jeans and one pair of good pants and 2 pairs of shoes and a couple of shirts. That's Ken's packed and ready to go, and a razor. So usually I have more like creams and potions and crap that also go in his suitcase. Plus usually shoes too. So I in the house, I take up all the closet space plus.
Right. Michael waits for me to lay out all my stuff before he packs. So he knows how much he can have and how well he has to dress to match. He's like, I don't want to look like Schlump next to you. Right. My partner needs to know how to dress based on how I'm dressing.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Which is
good. Men will usually take the lead. My husband will always say, well, what am I have to wear this event? Do I have to wear my suit? How are you going to be dressed in this and that? And he's kind of, now that he's been going to a lot of these fashion events with me, I have seen him put together some outfits that look actually kind of decent. He always kind of looked a little.
I've noticed Ken stepping up his game.
Kind of average, and he is. I have to say. Now, this was interesting.
People are starting to recognize Ken, though, too.
This is interesting. Well, Ken is beloved.
Mm-hmm.
I will say
he is. Yes, you see beloved. Ken.
All the ladies, they gravitate towards Ken. They all say to me, "You have a fabulous husband," and I say, "Yes, I know I do." But this is interesting. So we were at all the fashion things for Chicago Fashion Week. And Ken was stepping up his game. Like I said, he was looking pretty good. He went all black the other day, kind of Johnny Cash look. Yeah, very. But he says to me, one thing I noticed, Teddi? He says, they go to all these events. I said, what? He says, not one of the men are wearing any socks. I said, really? I didn't even notice. I don't look at men's feet that much. He goes, yeah, he noticed. He says, not one of the men were wearing any socks. I says, you know what, Ken? No, you're going to wear socks. Mm-hmm. I don't care what the trend is. I've never liked the no socks look on men. I'm sorry. It looks silly to me. They look like they forgot their socks.
Like Huckleberry Finn?
It just kind of, I don't know. There's something, it's very California. I think it started where you started to see men not wearing the socks. And it just, to me, it looks unfinished. It looks unpolished. Men's socks are typically black because their pants are usually dark.
Yeah.
So it gives their leg one kind of long, one piece look. So when you've got black pants on and then bare skin underneath that and then a shoe, it kind of chops up the look. And so it makes them almost look.
Maybe like men's ankles are really sexy now. That's a question for another time. I've got a different question for you.
Yeah.
Why don't we dress for dinner anymore?
I always dress for Teddi and Melissa, but I don't know. I don't.
Beats me.
Oh.